I worked at a nursing home for 6 years, and we had a lot of creepy stuff happen. I think the worst one for me was this little lady with dementia. She was seriously gone minute to minute, and she would just moan and cry these long drawn-out
Help! Help!
It wasn't screaming, but it was this loud, sad calling. It didn't matter what you did, you could go and sit with her for an hour playing Uno or talking about her kids. As soon as you left, she'd think she'd been alone for that entire time, and the calls for help would start again. To combat it, we'd try to keep her out in a common area or next to the nurse's desk, but at night when we're trying to get her to sleep, it's important to keep her in her room. So one night, 11-ish, it's me and one other person, and we're just generally waiting for call lights to go off. Everyone is asleep or hanging out quietly in their rooms. The cries for help me start up, and I head to her room. She's sitting straight up in bed and calling for help because she's been alone so long. You have to help me, you just have to. Honestly, at this point, it was pretty routine, although creepy to hear sometimes. So I calm her down and promise that I'm just outside her door and that she should try to sleep. She lays down and closes her eyes, so I head back to the nurse's station. At this point, I just want to interject that someone needs to be at the station at all times in case call light goes on. I didn't want to leave my partner alone too long, in case someone called and she needed to tag team. Sure enough, I'm back at the station for maybe 10 minutes when the calls start happening again. Someone, anyone help me.
Help!
I head back to her room and repeat the process of calming her down and telling her she should try to get some sleep, and head back to the nurse's station once she's settled into bed with her eyes closed. Another short time goes by, and the calls go up again. I head back to her room and am ready to soothe her with the usual routine, when she grabs my arm and pulls me close. Every time you leave the room, he comes back. Now, this woman usually forgets who I am even if she's seen me in the past 5 minutes. The creepy dialogue, plus the fact she knew I'd been there before, absolutely sent a chill down my spine. I asked her who comes when I leave, and she kept pointing towards a mirror above her little dresser. He comes back and smiles at me, but it's not the nice kind of smile. I work at an anonymous suicide prevention hotline. Many don't understand why. Yesterday I received a call that will forever be etched in my memory. It was a summer evening, and I was alone in the office. Calls are fewer during summer, so I was using the quiet to prepare for an exam. The phone rang. I picked it up. Organization name. How can I help you? I was met with heavy breathing. Based on experience, I assumed it was another perverted caller. Roughly 50% of the calls are from individuals hoping to derive some twisted satisfaction from my voice or share something repulsive. Hence, with a hint of annoyance, I repeated organization name. How can I help you? Then I heard a soft, sad woman's voice. No, I guess you can't. Suddenly I felt excited. Women rarely call. Why not? What happened to you today? I'm of no importance to anyone. Nothing matters. Then the woman started sobbing quietly. I gave her a moment, asking her to take her time. But then she began to wail loudly. I continued trying to comfort her, but then she screamed. It was a terrifying scream, worse than anything I had ever heard. My skin crawled. The scream sounded as if someone was being stabbed repeatedly right before my eyes. I've watched many horror movies and witnessed a suicide attempt, but nothing shook me like this scream did. I asked if she was in pain, if she needed medical assistance. She hung up. The call lasted just a minute and 30 seconds. I felt a panic attack creeping up. The phone rang again. I was terrified at the thought of hearing that sound again, but I was even more afraid of leaving that woman alone with her suffering. So I picked up again. It was a pervert, and I hung up.
Thank you, my friends, for watching my story to the end. I really appreciate it. Give a like to this video. If you like my story, subscribe to my channel. It motivates me to do more stories. By the way, if you have an opinion, write it in the comments below this video.